What's up, Cheyenne? We can't hear you, Scott.
Stupid. You're stupid. Okay, it might not be stupid. I'm stupid, okay? And I'm the one that keeps telling you guys to make sure you unmute your mic.
Unmute. Yeah.
Unmute. I kept saying unmic. Unmute your mic, and I'm the one that keeps it fucking muted. Anyways, welcome to another paranormal jackass. God dang. You know who I am. You know who he is. That's all you guys need to know.
I gotta give a big shout out to my brother over there, Mr. Wilson, for buying me this hat.
You are very welcome. I forgot to do something, so just give me a few
Can you
seconds.
see I'm the very bald-headed Sasquatch this week? It's warming up outside. It was time to trim. I was starting to look homeless again.
There wasn't a whole lot to trim, though, dude.
Well, this down here too.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, so welcome to another episode of the Paranormal Jackass. You know, we absolutely love to push the boundaries within the paranormal community, and we're going to continue to do so. Don't you think? Yeah, I'm talking to
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely, I think so.
Okay, I
I'm
just want
sorry.
to make sure. I mean,
I was asking somebody to grab me something
oh, and I'm
down.
just sending out real fast. So, but anyways,
While you're sending out, I want to give a little local plug.
go for it.
Sweet Life Honey Farm here in Huntington, Indiana.
Oh,
I
yes,
told
yes,
them I'd
yes.
plug them on our show. They make natural, local, raw honey. It's absolutely delicious.
Hi, Larry. How you
And
doing,
they sell
brother?
many other local made products.
Yeah, you always
Larry,
get a chance. Always support local businesses. It's amazing. It helps them. So, you know.
we're big supporters of local businesses, so
So tonight we are talking about probably
one of the most controversial things we've talked about as far as the paranormal goes.
yes. Jason Wall's trying to log in.
Hey, you got, oh, come here, bring it here.
I got price for
So
you.
I'm texting him. I'm sorry.
That's your puppy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll save that.
You're welcome.
My grandson brought me a present, which will tie into tonight's show.
Yes. What's up, Chris Daniel? Woohoo!
What's up,
So
Chris?
tonight we are talking about two of the most famous people when it comes to the paranormal. I would say
Possibly two of
they
the
are
most famous people on the planet when it comes to the paranormal.
right. What's up, Chad Lakes?
What's up,
So
Chad?
tonight we're talking about Ed and Lorraine Warren. If you don't know who they are, you're not that much into the paranormal. I'm just saying. Um,
Or you
but
haven't watched a movie in the last
yes, so
10
they are the
years.
ones in the Conjuring movies, Amityville Horror, all that, especially the Conjuring movies, and
Annabelle.
Annabelle the doll. And we're actually all going to
Hi, Haley.
discuss
Hi, Mason.
and but we're going to discuss the other side of it. Okay, so most people talk about how they did this and this and this. We're going to discuss whether or not they were fakes. And on that note, this is just me and Tim's opinions, nobody else's, just ours, you know, whatever research we did. So we are not trying to offend anybody from anybody's families, including the Warrens. That is not what we're here to do. We're just looking
Absolutely.
at evidence and kind of going from there,
Presenting three
discuss.
sides to a story.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, with that being said, which one you want to talk about first, brah?
I mean, when you think of the Warrens, especially since 2013 and on, you think of the Conjuring movies, you think
Yep.
of the Annabelle movies, you think of all these things, all these stories that have come back into popular light now. They were a very popular couple in the 60s and 70s. They made many television appearances. They wrote a lot of books, uh, mainly dealing with demonology and spiritualism and paranormal, psychic abilities. I believe they really did bring the they brought a scientific focus of it to mind. They brought it
Yes.
out into the light.
Absolutely 100%. They
People
brought
have
it out.
dealt with spiritualism and stuff long before the Warrens came along.
And one of their biggest ones. Oh,
Hey, look who made it.
look at this guy. Look at this poser. Poser. God, he looks like crap.
I feel like crap.
The biggest one of the biggest ones most people know about is the Amityville Horror. Okay, we're going to start off with that because that was their biggest one. That is the one that really brought them into the light in the paranormal.
They were one of the first people to investigate the Amityville house after the Lutz incident.
Right.
But I think you got to start a little bit with the history of the Amityville house, with the original murders that happened.
Right.
Right.
So at what was it, 3:05 in the morning, I think,
3:05 in the morning.
Ronald DeFeo Jr. gets up, takes a 30-06, and shoots, was it 6 or 7 members of his family?
6.
I think it was 6.
I think it was, yeah, is what I read. Thank
So
you.
he takes a 30-06 rifle. He kills his father, his mother, and all of his
Of
siblings
siblings.
in this home.
In this house.
Yeah. And a year and a half later, the house was sold to the Lutzes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
They stayed in it a total of 28 days, left everything they owned inside that home, and ran out of it screaming, as the story goes.
Yeah.
They even brought a priest in to bless the house to try to get rid of things that were going on, and the
Yes.
priest ran out of the house screaming, according to the
Right.
story.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they said, there was demonic voices, green slime coming out from the walls, swarms of flies in the winter,
Yeah.
a
And
demonic pig named Jody.
one of the most famous, one of the most famous ghost images ever captured supposedly was taken in that home.
Yes,
I don't know if we have that to pull up or not.
I do
No.
if I can
Get it to work.
get it to work.
As
You,
always, we're experiencing technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Please stand by.
oh, yeah, I don't know, bro. I
I
don't
don't.
know. Because I don't know why it says that.
But later, the Lutz family, certain members of the Lutz family came out and said that it was
Who
all a
that?
hoax. Other people have gone in and said that the Lutz family incident was all a hoax.
Yeah.
Right.
Do I have doubt the house may have been haunted? Absolutely not. The house very well may have been haunted. 6 people tragically were shot to death in it.
Hmm.
Right. And we're not
The
saying that.
thing, the thing about that story, and Scott and I talked about this before the show went on the air. The thing about that story that always made me kind of scratch my head. I've shot a 30-06.
I've shot a 30 out 6.
I
I
haven't.
will tell you now, it is one of the loudest guns I've ever fired. Those houses were literally just a few feet apart.
Mm.
The houses in that neighborhood were built very close together. They did not have side yards. It was
Right.
basically a walking path between the house, between that
Mm.
house and the house beside it. This man at
You,
3 o'clock in the morning shoots off. You got to remember now, during that time, TV wasn't on 24/7. You couldn't stream your favorite crap while you slept. It went to a static screen at midnight. We all remember the Indian head.
oh, here we go. Finally. There's the
Yeah.
demon child.
That
I
it's
can't
not
get it any
supposed to
bigger.
be a demon child. It's supposed to be an image of the youngest DeFeo child, whose name was Jody DeFeo.
Right.
But
Oh.
supposedly, when that picture was taken, there were no children in the house. They did not see that person with their naked eye.
Right. And here's
So, but I
and
mean, the Warrens went there, and of course, the very first thing they said is it's demonically possessed.
yep.
No one had said that the house was demonically possessed prior to the Warrens saying so.
Right.
But the thing that always creeped me out, what I was saying about the gun and how close the houses were, this guy fired off 6 rounds from a 30-06,
And
and
nothing
no
was
one
heard.
heard it.
Heard it.
No one.
There were no calls to the police until Ronald DeFeo Jr. woke up the next morning, found his family murdered, and called the police himself.
Hi, Laura.
Hello,
What's up,
Laura.
Mike?
Hey, Mike.
And and the other thing about it was what uh, Ron DeFeo's lawyer said after he was, convicted or whatever. His lawyer, William Weber, claimed that the haunting story was absolutely fabricated by the Warrens and the Lutz over wine. That they had drank several bottles of wine and literally came up with this story. And this is what literally launched the Warrens into the paranormal field, as well, national, what made them
On
popular.
a national stage.
Right. Put them on the national spotlight. So, and
Yep.
this was coming from his lawyer. Now, is that true? I don't know.
We don't.
You know,
Right. And it was all supposedly over a book deal,
Mm.
right, as well.
which was later turned into a movie.
Because yeah, I
Made
mean,
a lot of money.
they said all the skeptics say there was no actual evidence, physical evidence that ever supported any of the supernatural claims there.
Hmm.
None. Give me a second because I'd seen something um, about. So it says that George was actually walking around at 3:15 a.m. every night at the time of the murders,
Yeah.
and they said it happened at 3:05.
What?
So uh, this is George Lutz saying that every night he woke up at 3:15 a.m. every night at the exact same time when the murders were going. Okay, this is George talking about the paranormal activity,
Hmm.
and that he had found there was cold spots, foul odors, uh, doors and windows slamming, black slime and green substance coming out of the wall, and like I said, flies in the winter, and Kathy reported seeing demonic eyes outside. But once again, in this field, I mean, I know it's hard to take away because of how different things were back then to now. There's no scientific evidence of any of that.
No. There's nothing proved. No legitimate. In fact, one of the things I read about the Warrens, there's nothing to prove that they were fakes, but there's also nothing to prove that they weren't fakes.
Right.
Right.
The biggest thing is uh, William Weber said the biggest thing was that this was a heavy fabricated thing because the conversation with the Lutz was they wanted to make money. And
Money.
how do you do that? They came up with a book, they came up with a movie, and people got paid. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yep.
Like I
And
said,
of
I'm
course,
not saying.
Hollywood. I want everybody to know right offhand, Hollywood always takes liberties with movies and such. There is one movie that I've ever watched that is not, say, based on true events. It says this is a true and factual story. And that movie was done by Phil Robertson of Duck Dynasty. He released a movie. They released a movie about his life called The Blind. It's a great movie if you haven't seen it. But at any rate, uh,
So,
but besides that, what I'm saying is, if you watch The Conjuring, you watch Annabelle, any of those movies, they're all sensationalized. Very
yep.
little of what you see in those movies is what actually happened. Same with Amityville. Very little of what you actually see in a movie is what actually happened. In fact, going even back further, The Exorcist.
I want to stop just real fast. Um, Hi, Chantel. I'm glad you made it in. I hope you're doing okay. Um, I'll tell you guys later, but she's had some medical issues going on, so my prayers are with you, and I just want you to get better.
Absolutely. Hope you're
Yes.
doing well. Thank you for
Okay.
stopping by and watching us, goofheads.
Are you going to talk
But
about The Exorcist?
I just briefly, I was just going to say, from what I know of The Exorcist, only two parts of that entire movie were actually real. One, yes, a man was found at the bottom of the stairs with his head turned backwards. That did happen.
Yes.
Was it
Yep.
related to the house? Not necessarily. Two, it was a little boy that it happened to.
Right. Right.
But the two things that really, really were for sure true was that one, the little boy was playing with a Ouija board by himself,
Because his aunt had showed it to him.
right?
Just so you
Yes.
know. Yep.
And two, when they lift the shirt up and the words appear on the skin, they
Yeah.
said that actually happened.
Mm.
Yeah. And if you haven't had the chance, you really need to. If you read
Watch it.
books, read the book. the book is really good. Um, During summer, I do a lot of audio books because my sometimes I'm out mowing with a big tractor, so and I listen to audiobooks, and I actually listened to that book last year. Really good book. I'm just saying.
So is The Shining. I like The Shining. I like the book way better than the movie.
Yes, Shining.
Shining
The
was
book
good.
is so much better. So, alrighty. So knock that one out. Let's go. Since you got the one that you want to talk about, let's do the infield. In, which is weird because I played infield in baseball.
Wrong
What,
infield.
Water Boy?
So, yeah, Gatorade boy, man,
Hey,
Gatorade.
I did too. I played first base.
So, for those of you who don't know, we're talking about the infield poltergeist, which is over in England. I don't know what we're actually over there, but which would
And then
also be, yeah, okay, whatever. Infield England. My bad. Shut up, Tim.
the reason it's called the
And
infield
this is actually movie number two
for The
in The
Conjuring.
Conjuring. So,
Now, I will say the Conjuring house itself, the research that I did on the actual first movie, The Conjuring house,
right.
there was a lot of paranormal stuff that happened in that house.
So, with the second one, let's see if I can get this picture to load up. I doubt it because,
Infield
it is
poltergeist.
me. And, just how it just goes and
Clickety, clickety.
clickety click. Already item is added. But that's good. I want it to be added more.
Share screen.
I'm just saying. Anyway, so in the infield, poltergeist, there was this claims of furniture moving, knocking sounds on the wall. Uh, the one daughter, Janet Hodson, was speaking in deep voice, supposedly from a ghost. There was claims of levitation of the girls, or of Janet, anyways. And supposedly, like you said, this is another case that the Warrens went to, and this actually inspired The Conjuring 2. I hate it when I cannot get these pictures to do this. I'm just saying. Here we go. So here's Janet claiming levitation. Okay. Now, that looks scary and crazy and everything. But I'm going to tell you right now, it looks like she jumped. And that's just my theory. That's my opinion. I just do not think that there was levitation there. I don't. Because when you look at it, okay,
The world
here
you
it
never.
is. Okay, well, you never know. But, Amityville has already been out.
Yeah.
And what other way to get some attention? And I hate to say it, but then these claims. And what is odd about it is later down the road, Janet actually claimed that she faked some of the stuff, including the levitation, you know, uh, doing it all.
The part that I
Investigators
found
thought they,
interesting was there's a whole movie based on Ed and Lorraine being the heroes of this story.
Mm-hmm.
right,
And
but
the
they were
truth is,
only briefly involved in it.
right, the truth is, they weren't invited to come there. No one asked them to
No,
show up. They
no,
just showed up, started claiming demonic possession, and were asked to leave. They were
Right.
not there throughout the full investigation. They were only there for a very short time. Yet
Yep.
there's a whole movie and book based on their findings.
Yeah, because there was actual investigators who caught Janet bending spoons and staging events and all of that.
Mm.
So once again, here we are in the paranormal field. You know, you got Ed and Lorraine Warren going, and you know they probably really did want to try and help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Because maybe when they got there, maybe the family thought, the Hobson family thought, oh, we got Ed and Lorraine Warren. You know, they did the Amityville. We should probably not let them come in because, especially Janet is doing this. They're going to find out everything's fake. That's a theory. That's my theory.
They very well could be too. But I thought it was funny that after they started making claims of demonic possession, that's when they asked them to leave.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, sorry. She says she's going to keep us on in the background. Like white noise, you
Oh,
know.
we're good at making noise.
A lot of disruptiveness and all that good stuff. And make sure, you know, all our all the people that's in here, talk it. You guys can talk this up. Let us know what you think. You know, we absolutely love to hear your guys' opinion. I think for me that's important. You know, because I want to know what you guys think, especially if you know some on these cases. I'm just saying. That's really all I had on the infield.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's okay to talk about Ed and Lorraine Lauren unless we talk about
Oh, looky
Yes.
there.
that was the gift Caden had to bring out to me. He's like, I have a present for
All right, let me tell y'all something right now. You see that thing on the screen? I don't care what anybody says. That's a doll. That's a doll. You
Yes.
can tell me it's you can tell me it's possessed. You can tell me whatever you want, but I want to tell you this. There's
It.
actually no evidence of that doll being possessed because it's never been out of the case. It's all based on word of mouth.
Hmm.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I would like to
Tell
say
me I'm wrong.
something else. I would like to say something about this, though. You know
I
me,
would
I've been
like you to. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, go on ahead. Sorry, sorry.
because I'm sorry. If that doll was as evil as they claimed it to be, one, you brought it into your home with your young daughter living in it.
Right.
This is as evil as they say it is. Two, you put it in a museum. And three, you charge people $15 a piece to come in and look at
I
it.
mean, what?
So if it's as evil as they claim that doll to be, hi Nikki, why would they expose it to the public? Why would they bring it to their home? And why on earth would you have it around your own child?
Hi, Nikki.
I'm
And that
sorry, as a father and as someone who takes religion very seriously and as someone who has seen the bad side of this, why? That makes absolutely zero sense to me.
right. And like I
Other
said,
than greed.
am I saying it's not possessed? No. Okay, I'm not saying that. All I am saying is, in my opinion, maybe I'm okay. In my opinion, I'm saying it's not, but that's my opinion. Okay, because there's been no actual proof. Um, there's no actual proof that this thing is demonic. Okay, they took it around the country. Okay, and I don't know what paranormal team it was. Got it, and then like a day later, the lead investigator died. He passed away, and my condolences to his family. Uh, but you need to understand that was not because of the doll. He had suffered a heart attack. They knew about it the day before, and he chose not to go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he had the symptoms, he just chose not to go to the hospital. So once again, it was not anything related with the doll. But I have
It
to
just
agree with Tim.
it just never
Having a
set with
young
me.
daughter makes no sense.
It just made no sense. And to expose it to the public.
Yeah.
Oh, we know this
Let's
thing has a demon living inside of it. Let's let everybody come see it for 15 bucks a head.
absolutely.
That makes
Agree.
absolutely no sense to me. If you
Right.
know
None.
something is dangerous, why would you expose it to the public? If it was as dangerous as they said it was, if it had all these capabilities to kill and to harm and possess, then technically, in my opinion, and I say that firmly, in my opinion, I think they should have been arrested for exposing people to it.
Yeah.
Sorry, it makes no sense to me. Why would you bring something dangerous like that around other people?
Huh.
If I tied a running chainsaw up in the tree in my front yard and put a sight on it, 15 bucks, come swing it around and see if it cuts your head off, I'd be arrested. I'm sorry. You know? Well, I didn't commit the murder, but my chainsaw did when it swung around and cut somebody's head off. And some reason we lost Scott. Here at the Paranormal Jackass, we love to tell you all the time how many technical difficulties we experience on a weekly
How do
basis.
I lose? How the heck do I lose internet?
Please,
Well,
please wait for this momentary pause, and I'm sure
So
Scotty will
there
be
is
back soon.
claims that there was a priest who alleged mocked the doll.
Hey, you were gone for like a full minute.
Did you already cover that?
Cover what?
That a priest died
No,
no,
for mocking Annabelle?
no.
no.
Okay.
I'm just saying you were like not on screen for a full minute.
I don't know. But anyways, so assuming you were still talking about Annabelle, there was a
Yeah.
priest who supposedly died for mocking the doll.
Okay.
There was also right, Tony. Tony's got a point. Maybe it was Annabelle. Maybe she's like, listen, dude, I got something for that ass. I'm just saying, you're not wrong, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
And no, this is
you
not
know,
a representation of Annabelle. This is an actual Raggedy Ann doll, and it's very, very old. And it's been around longer than the Annabelle story has been. I will say that.
and there's a young couple visiting. Sorry, let me rephrase that. There was a young couple visiting the doll. Okay,
Hmm.
reportedly laughed at it, and later they had a near fatal motorcycle accident.
Or it could all be coincidence and had nothing to do with that doll.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
I'm just
to
doing my.
us, it's there's we just do. Uh oh. Uh oh. Oh shit. Oh man. We got problems. She come
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Oh man. Hold on. I gotta turn my light on for this.
Yeah, I had to turn. I had my brother turn the lights on here. There she is. There they are.
Uh,
Hey, look at here. What do you think? Is
Easter
it
bunny
fake,
ears.
Chrissy? Is Annabelle the doll fake?
I'm gonna say no,
Oh,
but I also think that while yes, some of the things that the Warrens did was questionable,
we
I
agree.
believe that a lot of the things that was in the Warren Museum are very negative things and very haunted, possessed, demonic. So I can't say that I don't believe in anything that they've done or found or held in their museum because I do.
Mm,
Okay, but
yeah.
my point was, if you knew it was so evil, even if you locked it in a case and all this, why would you bring it in your home with your children? For one, and for two, why would you make it accessible to the public? I guess
Well,
that part
I
doesn't make
personally wouldn't do that, but I can say this. So you're a man of God, you're a man of faith, right?
right.
So when you hold faith at a certain level and you feel like you can keep this negative entity at bay by praying over it on the regular and it isn't going to escape, then yeah, sure, why not?
Not only that, I don't know if y'all ever watched the documentary on that case. They got all kind of wards on that case and in that basement where everything's at to keep evil shit from coming out of it. It's not like it's just in a regular old glass case. That whatever the markings and the stuff that they got on that case is designed to keep evil in.
Yeah, and I get that. I do. But still, if even if I believed, being a religious person, even if I believed that it was so demonic and that I could
Sure.
control it, that I could control it, I sure as heck would not chance risking somebody else walking in that room and opening that case.
right.
I mean, maybe that's why they didn't want it anywhere else because they knew that they could stand over it and pray over it on the regular. And if they put it into anybody else's hands or any other building, that they couldn't keep prayer and watch over it, right?
Right. I mean, I get, like I said, I get your point. I really do. On the same hand, it would it would scare me horrifically to charge people money to come in and see it.
Oh yeah, I would never do that.
Think
I would
about
never
this
do
though.
that.
Think about this. Y'all as paranormal investigators, right?
Right.
Hmm.
Y'all go into places that are known to be haunted, evil places sometimes, places that have demonic energy or whatever, right? But the
Right.
reason you're not scared of it is because you've dealt with it before and you've been trained to deal with it, right? These
Right.
people are experts in what they do. It would be like having in the archdiocese, not all of those priests are certified to do exorcisms. There's a very small group of them priests that are actually trained to do that. It's not like you got an abundance. You can't just go to any church and say, "Hey, I want you to come exorcise a demon." They'll tell you, "No, you have to contact the archdiocese or the bishop and get one of those special guys that come down there." These people know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
But
not green to this.
but
Right. Right.
that was the one thing about Ed Warren was he was never certified through the Catholic Church to do any demonology stuff.
He was never ordained or certified to do
Right.
exorcism.
Exorcisms.
Yeah.
Well, but I
Right.
mean,
And listen, doing an exorcism and being able to keep evil spirits at bay are two different things. Because
Right.
anybody that knows simple things like sage or salt can keep evil things out of your presence,
right.
right? And you don't
Yeah.
have to be certified to do that. But to
No.
exorcise a demon out of a human being
Right.
is a different level.
Right.
So
Right.
here's my one question, and I'm glad, and I want your guys' opinion, because I already said this once. Okay. They say that the Annabelle doll is possessed demonically. But with us being in the paranormal world, we are based everything on evidence, scientific evidence. But
Mm-hmm.
yet there's never been actual scientific evidence
Hold on,
that
hold on.
there's
Wasn't
anything with the
wasn't
doll.
a, wasn't a bunch of people killed or committed suicide in the house with the Annabelle doll? Wasn't there a
No,
family that like murdered themselves and killed people and stuff?
no, that was the Amityville house.
The
Like,
Amityville?
yes,
Annabelle was supposedly just torturing two young college girls
who,
who were
yes.
nursing students.
And like I said, I'm not saying it's not because I've never seen it. I've never,
I
face to
again, I
face.
don't want to say that it's not possessed
Right.
by anything. It's just
Absolutely not.
I just to me personally, it didn't add up.
Mm.
And I think here's you if you want my honest to God opinion on the Warrens,
I thought we
I
already
don't
got it. Anyways.
I don't believe they were total fakes. I think they did some very shady stuff. I don't believe they were total fakes,
No, absolutely
but
not.
I believe they did everything they could to capitalize off of every case they ever had
Yeah.
monetarily.
I mean, I would agree with that, but I would also say this. How many people do we know that hasn't capitalized off of Hollywood?
Oh,
Whether
absolutely.
it
Yeah,
be paranormal or
Yep.
otherwise. You know what I'm
right.
Absolutely.
saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
And
I,
Absolutely.
just,
the
just
Hollywood
throwing it
stuff,
out there, I mean, Hollywood in and of itself can hold a lot of negative and evil vibes, I
yeah.
guess.
Right. Oh,
But
absolutely.
The Hollywood stuff, put that aside. I'm talking more like, okay, we have this room full of haunted objects. We're just going to start charging people to come in and view it. We
Hey,
have
I ain't gonna lie.
there was the
I
That's
third
wouldn't.
Conjuring movie was based on the Glatzel David Glatzel case.
Let's try. Jason just made a good point. He said, well, think about what we pay to go and investigate these big, well known places.
They don't do it for
Sure.
free.
It is insanely expensive to do that.
Yeah.
And we do it.
It
Mm-hmm.
is.
You know
And we
what I
do it.
mean? So the people who own those
Absolutely.
properties are capitalizing on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how is that any different? Now, would I go into a place that I know is full of evil? No, probably not.
Right. Right.
But I'm just a different kind of breed. When I sense negativity, I'm stage left exit.
Right.
Just not
I,
gonna do it.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with you on that. I think it's more me, I guess, on a personal level. You know, if
Yeah.
I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I had all this evil harbored in a room, I just couldn't risk that
Right.
projecting onto somebody else.
And I think the one thing is because I remember
No, I agree. But that's the type of person you are, Sam.
Right. Like that's
I
why I said
remember
in
my
my
sister
opinion,
having a doll.
it didn't make sense to me.
So I wonder if, like, when they did that about the Raggedy Ann doll, I wonder if, like, the sales of the doll decreased because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it was a popular child's doll, a
Mm-hmm.
girl's doll.
It
So
was. Like I
that
said,
makes me
Right.
wonder.
we have one
You know what
right
I'm
here
saying?
that's much older than the Annabelle doll.
And
I
let me
believe
tell you,
it's my mother-in-law's.
I've watched. Hey, I'm that dad that sits around watches a documentary on Annabelle with my kids when they were younger, and I am the type of guy that finds one in the trash and brings it home
Listen, I want a
Oh,
and
Chucky
puts
doll.
it. And
I want a
Oh
Chucky
no.
doll. I want a good guy's doll.
that's what I'm saying. And yes, I put it in their bedroom with the covers over her head. I am that guy. Yes, I did that. I ain't
Hey,
gonna lie.
we should get a Cabbage Patch doll and stitch the mouth up, pop one of the eyes out,
Dude,
put
that
an
would be
electronic
crazy.
thing inside of it that makes the head spin all the way
No,
around. Set
no,
it
Dude,
in
let's.
there.
Yes,
no,
yes,
I
yes.
would
no.
totally. I
yeah.
would totally.
You know what? As a matter of fact, I know somebody who could probably do that.
Let's
Robert
That'd
Murphy
be
could
bad.
probably do that for me, dude.
pay the cash.
I'm
You'd
just
scare
saying.
the shit out of the kids with that one. They sit in the living room and the head just goes to spinning around.
Like where's motion detected? And when they walk by, the
I
head
would
spins. I'm just, dude, that would be amazing.
I would come home from work. I used to work nights, and I would come home from
Man,
work,
Jenna would shit
and I
herself.
would go wake my
Cannot.
kids up. I would go wake my kids up for school. I knew my kids, the first thing they were going to do was go into the bathroom. So I would leave their room and walk straight into the bathroom and wait. And they come in there and turn the light on and say, "Gotcha." And oh man, they would scream.
I'm back.
And I would, it was every morning. I do it to a different kid every morning.
Lord.
Mason, because
Bad.
you couldn't pull Mason out of bed in the morning.
Cold water? A
Oh,
bowl?
You
Tim.
gotta do like my dad, grab an ankle and pull him off the bed.
Oh, we did.
I didn't. I just threw cold water on him.
At 5:30 in the morning, Pop's coming in that bitch, turn the light on, get up. You don't get up, he's grabbing an ankle.
That's
You
Yeah,
right.
coming out that bed one way or the other.
my dad
Have you
just pulled
tried
a
turning on like a haircut razor and then just faking like he cut his hair so he jumps out of bed panicking?
Yeah, like
my
shave an
God.
eyebrow off.
I knew this was gonna go left field. I just knew it.
I don't know what you're talking about. So,
It always goes left field.
Arnie Johnson. Tim, Arnie Johnson.
Mm,
Yeah, that was the third Conjuring story. The Devil Made Me Do It was based on a real court case from 1981.
Right.
You
Arnie
might want
Cheyenne Johnson killed his landlord. I don't remember what the guy's first name was. His last name was Bono.
not exactly warm, maybe.
But so that was the David Glatzel story. David Glatzel was an 11-year-old boy who is experiencing what his parents said was demonic possession. They called the Warrens in. Ed proceeded to perform an exorcism of the boy. As it was failing, supposedly Arnie Johnson was the boy's brother-in-law. Looked into his face, looked into the boy's face, and commanded the devil come out of the boy and come into him.
Right.
The parents said that the 11-year-old was levitating. They said he was growling all the time, and that he would uh, that he had weird red uh, patches that would appear on his body in the form of words.
hmm.
After the exorcism, Arnie Johnson was said to have gone into trance-like states and growl at people quite often.
Right.
And he didn't murder his landlord in the house. He murdered his landlord out by a dog kennel, as the truth of the story goes. But when he went to court, he tried to do a defense that said that he was demonically possessed and the devil made him kill his landlord. That did not was the judge threw that out and said
Yeah.
no,
The
you
judge
can't claim
said,
that.
yep. His
And
judge would
instead,
not
he
allow
served
that at all.
5 years in prison for manslaughter.
Mm.
Right.
And that's
He
an
still didn't get
interesting
the
case.
death penalty. He still didn't get life in prison for murder. He got a 5 year sentence for manslaughter.
I'm torn on that because here's my thought. If he truly did have an evil entity in him, then he may not have had control to expel it from himself. Because if he invited it in, getting it out would be difficult.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So,
the thing
And
was
but in the
the
court of
thing was
law, they're
about
not going to recognize that as a defense. They're just not.
because there was no scientific evidence of him being demonically possessed.
But how do you quantify that scientifically in a court of law? You can't.
Right. Right.
It's not a defense. So even had it been true, there is no scientific evidence that you could present in court to prove that because they could say he was faking it. Even if they
Right.
had
Right.
video of changes or symptoms of being possessed. And the clergy is not going to go on the stand and testify to that.
Right.
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 So I'm torn on that one.
Yeah. The thing about the Warrens with that, and I watched a whole documentary on TV that where they interviewed the family.
Yeah.
Even Arnie Johnson was in the on the documentary. The Warrens promised them all a 10% royalty if they allowed them to write about it in a book. The Warrens made $45,000 in 1983 off the sale of this book. $45,000 in 1983 was a lot of money.
Funny.
Yes. Yes.
They never paid the family a dime.
Uh,
Well, that just means they're money hungry. That doesn't necessarily mean that the story wasn't true.
Right. Right.
Right.
But that's the point I was making earlier. They found a way to capitalize off of everything and everybody.
You know, that case kind of reminds me of you going back to The Exorcist. You know, with the one priest where he's doing the exorcism, gets this demonic entity to enter him. Of course, he didn't kill nobody. He jumps out the window, them down the steps, kills himself, and
Right. But
that's
that never happened in the actual story though. That was just Hollywood.
right. I'm just saying.
As Hollywood goes, the- you know, well, like I said, there was really only two parts of that movie that were true.
But what?
Well, sensationalism sells. Let's just put
Right.
that out there. If it's
Exactly.
boring and it isn't exciting and there's no draw or buy in to the audience, it wouldn't be Hollywood, right?
Right.
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 Exactly. If they showed real paranormal investigation on television,
Y'all be bored.
it wouldn't you wouldn't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How many of us
that's
have
true.
sat in a dark room for hours and hours and hours and not gotten a damn thing?
Dude, yeah. And
Yep, you
yeah,
ain't
you ain't
wrong.
lying.
Talking to ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, if you showed that on television, it wouldn't sell. No one would watch it.
That's
right.
that's
Yeah.
all you that had never been on paranormal investigation. You want to go, just go in your room, turn all your lights off, turn the TV off, just sit there for like a couple hours and talk to yourself. I promise
Yep.
you, you're gonna get a first-hand experience of what it's like to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ask it a question
Have I
and go,
have I been
is
on
that a
paranormal
stupid
investigations
question?
where I've seen things and heard things and yes, I have.
So I'm gonna
Does
ask
it
you
happen
guys
often?
this.
No, it doesn't. Evidence review is extremely boring.
Oh, I hate it.
You might listen to 15 hours of audio on one recorder and catch one thing.
If you're lucky.
I've been
Yeah,
there and
if
I've
you're
done
lucky.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, with the judge saying that he was not going to allow uh, demonic possession as a legal defense, you know, clearly saying it was all mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's a problem? You know, I mean, when you look at somebody, and we're going to go back to the Night Stalker,
Okay.
Ramirez, who worshiped Satan, you know, or the son of Sam, who said he heard a demonic dog telling him to unalive people. At what point, you know, and I know there's a difference, but what if something like that really happened? What if there was somebody who was actually demonically possessed and did this. But there's absolutely no way now, you know what I'm saying, to prove due to mental illness that they could prove it wasn't demonic. You know what I'm saying? Now they're going to say, oh, well, it's schizophrenia, you know, and all this other stuff. So, in a sense, even back in 1983 or whatever, that was hard. That's hard to prove due to mental
Right.
health.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not just that, but to be fair, the way the justice system is set up in our country, the way the justice system is set up in most countries, in order to have a separation of church and state, you cannot legally use that as a defense
Right.
because it's faith based, not fact based.
Law based. Yeah.
And when you look at Albert Fish, who is someone who used to kill children and eat them and do all kinds of horrible things to them, he said he was doing it because God told him to do it.
Right.
You know, that defense was not allowed. So in a case like that, I don't think it's a viable defense. Hello, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
I think it's a very slippery slope because we as paranormal investigators have been in the field and we have seen things. Um, but when you talk about mental health and mental illnesses, this has been a big topic for me for several years because my mindset is this: it is very possible for somebody to become possessed or have an entity in them that would present with the symptoms of a mental illness. So is that Satan and his minions playing their cards so they can get their way?
Well,
Or is it truly mental health? You can't define which it is in the
right,
court of law.
right, and not only that, but when you look at biblically speaking, when you look at demonic or attachments and things like that, it's all real.
Yeah,
We all know that it exists,
yeah,
but it's
Right.
such a scary topic
it
because
is.
what stops everybody from committing a crime to say the devil made me do it?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You know,
And
Ted Bundy tried every defense known to man,
Yeah.
including the
well,
corn
and he gave
defense.
one last interview the day before he was executed. He gave one last interview to Dr. James Dobson from Focus on the Family. Ted
Mhm.
Bundy knew how to read a room.
Oh, yeah.
He
Ted
said
Bundy looked
corn
right
made
at
him do
James
it.
Dobson and said, "Pornography made me do it."
Yep. Yep.
Why? Because everything he ever had was an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he knew how to have Dr. James Dobson, who was already attacking pornography long before Ted Bundy came along.
Hmm.
Right.
Ted Bundy knew that, and Ted Bundy used it as a play.
Yep.
He played off
But
the
think
man's
about
emotions.
it. Have you ever been in the presence of someone that you knew was literally soulless? Soulless.
I don't think
No.
anybody's that's alive is soulless.
Oh, I don't know. A serial killer
I
would
believe
be.
Uh,
there's people without a conscience. I believe there's people, but I think a soul is a part of our makeup, our being while we're alive.
It is,
She's
but it
put.
isn't. I mean, think about it like you sell your soul to the devil. You promise your soul to a negative entity. That
Yeah,
that can and does happen.
it doesn't mean that you don't have it in you while you're alive, though. Your
Well,
But
soul's still
yes and
there. It's
no,
just not owned
I
by
because
think
it,
that can
you.
have a context.
Yeah, I guess I'm looking at it more of a literal sense.
God.
right, right.
And for all you, and that topic is hard, especially for
It is.
somebody who like me. You guys know I am a skeptic believer,
Yep.
but I will tell you this: in the 18 years that I've been in the paranormal, if you ever become attacked spiritually, you're gonna know it, and I
Mhm.
can say that with the utmost personal experience. And two of the people on this podcast has seen that, and it was
Hmm.
at Waverly Hills. And one of these people grabbed and sucked every little bit of negative energy out of me, and she did it for me. So when I talk about stuff like this, don't think I'm making fun of it because I've been there.
No,
I've been attacked spiritually, and it was scary as shit. And I will not lie about that.
both of us had experiences there that were negative.
Yes, we did. And like I said, I was. You're talking to a person who's been a skeptic in this field for a long time, but when something like that happens, it wakes you up a little bit. So, with that being
For
said,
sure.
guess what?
Jackass of the week.
Jackass of the week. Oh, and he popped up right away. Hey, Jackass of the week. My homeboy, Ricky Hollowell. This man is from Florida. What
Why
makes
is
him
it always
so special? Down at Senadel Bar in Florida. I hope that I pronounced that right. The cops stumbled upon this nice, confused, burnt gentleman and started rambling on that he was kidnapped by dolphins and they took him in the sea and made him build them an underground kingdom.
Oh my God.
So, with that, Mr. Ricky Hollowell, I don't know what kind of good stuff you were on, but if you ever want help doing that with them dolphins, you let me know because I want to swim with some dolphins. But if it wasn't real, I just want to say thank you because you my paranormal jackass of the week. Sounds like something Jason Wall would do.
Oh,
kidnapped by dolphins?
Got
yeah.
kidnapped by dolphins to go build an underwater kingdom.
I'm just trying to
I
I'm
think
just
I
trying to
believed it more if he'd have said mermaids.
I'm just trying to figure out
I'm just saying.
if he was a sonar guy or what. He could speak dolphin and understand what they were saying to him.
Tim, I think you and I need to
God.
go out to the woods and claim we got kidnapped by Bigfoot and build a big old tree house. I'm just
I
saying.
cannot.
I'm just saying that would be dope.
You can do that.
Joanne says they
Oh,
got
Oh,
dolphins, they just don't swim. Oh my god. Guess what?
oh
Chris has got
Lord.
Chris has got some of those too.
Listen.
oh my God,
Chris has got
Chris.
some dolphins. So on behalf of myself
Oh,
and my amazing crew who I absolutely love, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. Um, Next week, episode is to be determined because it could go one way or it could go another way. That's why the crew's
Peanut
here.
butter
So,
jelly time.
peanut butter jelly time. That's what I'm saying. Mm. But, oh,
Jason,
I
don't
guess
we
I
all?
should say final thoughts. Final thoughts, Tim.
I don't think the Warrens were frauds. Once again, I don't agree with all the things that they did.
right. Yeah, a lot of stuff was
Jason,
made up. A lot of
what do
stuff
you
was
think,
made
Jay?
up.
Sorry.
I think I think that they were some of the stuff was legit, and I think that they were money hungry. I think they let things blind them to do
Yeah,
things that really put a bad name on the paranormal field in general. But a lot of people do that.
have fallen into that same trap. Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I think I agree with you, especially on the money. They wanted money. I do think, for the most part, in a sense, they were legit on wanting to go in and help people. Because I am forever grateful for them and opening up the paranormal field like they did for people
Bringing
like
it to the
us to come in
forefront.
and do it. Yeah, to bring it to the forefront and allowing us to do this.
Yeah.
So, but, anyways, well, thank you guys once again for tuning in. We absolutely appreciate you all. Um, we hope you have a good week. Stay safe no matter what you're doing this weekend. And just remember, if you're not laughing, you're not living.
You're not living.
And on that note, we hope y'all have a good night. And if I can get back to what I need to do, we would get off this show. But I don't think I can. I'm just, oh, there it is. Hey, peace out. Have a good night.
Oh, honey.